whipped out his jumped up on top of the counter. There is just no fucking way. This dude followed me into the bathroom. This situation has just become 10 times bigger than what it was originally. I ball up my fist and put everything I possibly fucking Violence should not be the answer to your problems. But damn, it sure is effective sometimes. Look, I know we all grew up with the same moral that violence just leads to more violence, thus doesn't actually solve anything. But that moral in itself doesn't solve anything. As stated earlier, this video is not to glorify violence, but it's just to raise awareness that sometimes violence will go out of its way to find you, even when you do everything to avoid it. Prime example. Used to work in this building that served alcohol to adults all day long. Now I would tell you what company I worked for, but my boss directly told me not to ever bring up the name of the company in a video. And I'm gonna respect that because it's one of the most creative ways to say that will sue you for everything you have. And what do people do when they're in the middle of nowhere and they're drunk off their ass? They might laugh, hug maybe talk to each other, maybe talk to each other loudly, maybe talk even louder and angrier. Maybe they'll beat the fuck out of each other because they've both had too much alcohol and there's nothing else for them to do in the middle of nowhere. Now back around this time, my job was fairly simple. The only thing I had to do was clean tables once a customer left their spot, make sure a few dishes got taken to the back to the dishwasher, and keep a smile on my face while doing it. Sounds like a pretty easy job, right? That's where you're wrong. It would be easier to eat cereal with chopsticks. Customers would routinely try and make my job harder, almost like they got off on it. Nothing annoys me more than me doing exactly what I'm supposed to do, but you still treating me like I'm the asshole that f***ed your wife. So a lot of times when you go to these places and all the workers are pissed off and they seem like they have a bad attitude, probably has nothing to do with you. I don't know, maybe the customer before you whipped out his jumped up on top of the counter and started blurting out racial slurs. That's usually why the workers are kind of pissed off. But this day in particular, I've been working 8 hours straight with no break. All the customers in the building were dancing and screaming at the top of their lungs, which is something I don't usually mind, but when you're on shift for 8 hours straight with no break, oh my god, does it start to piss you off. So I notice a table that's been empty for a while, so I go over and grab the cups and wipe down the table, you know, just doing my fucking job. After that, I immediately hop onto the table next to it and start doing my thing again. But in the middle of cleaning, I hear some guy mumble behind me, "Asshole." I turn around in confusion. The dude looks disgusting. He's got stains on his shirt, a beard that makes him look like a hobo Santa Claus, and the angriest look on his face. Also obviously trying to start trouble with me, but at this point I've only got like 3 hours left on my shift, so I'm not trying to get into anything. All the tables are clean at this point, so I go over to my coworker Aaron, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm pretty sure this guy might have just called me an asshole for no reason." He's like, "Let me guess, you're talking about that guy over there, right?" The guy has moved from where he was and is now standing in the middle of the room, staring me down. I think to myself, bro, what the f did I even do to this dude? Why is he stalking me now? Right, so now I'm pretty sure that when he said the word asshole, he was talking to me. Again, dude is clearly trying to start something. And once again, I don't feel like doing this because I've been on my shift for 8 hours. So I'm just like, whatever. I go into the break room and I chill out for a little bit. I figure maybe he'll get bored and leave. Yo, I'm in there watching TikToks, playing games on my phone and whatnot. You know, just whatever I can do to pass the time by. After about like 10 minutes, I leave the break room and do a quick scan, and I cannot find this guy. I bet, coast is clear. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and take a leak. Now, any guy will tell you that when a guy is at a urinal, the code of conduct is to be silent, keep your eyes straight ahead, and do not engage with other dudes while they're peeing. Because everyone knows that this is one of the most vulnerable positions you're ever gonna find a guy in. Right, so I'm just sitting there handling my business when behind me I hear someone say, "Hey, I wasn't done with that beer that you threw away." Bro, ain't no way. Ain't no way. There is just no fucking way. This dude followed me into the bathroom. My good sir, in what world is that okay when you don't even know who I am and I don't even know who you are? So now I'm freaking out internally, right? Because this situation has just become 10 times bigger than what it was originally. You know what? I'm gonna keep following the urinal code of conduct and keep my eyes straight ahead. Because honestly, what the f am I supposed to do in this position? What, turn around and start pissing on the guy? After I finish my business, I walk right past him and proceed to wash my hands. I look in the mirror, and when I look at this dude's face, he is just as mad as he was 20 whole minutes ago. But at this point, the more I ignore him, the angrier he gets. So I asked the guy, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "You cleaned the table while I was still using it, and you threw away my beer. you're gonna go get me a new one. Sir, I assure you that there was no one at any of the tables that I've cleaned tonight, and I do not throw away cups unless they're completely empty. At this point, it becomes all too obvious to me at least that he just wants free beer. And listen, I am not trying to be a douchebag at all right now, I'm just being honest. The guy, personally to me, didn't look like he bought a beer in the first place. He just didn't look like he could afford one. So he goes, whatever, I saw you, you're gonna get me a new one. Bro, chill out, I didn't throw away anything. If you want another beer, just go buy it. I'm not buying shit! I saw you throw it out and you're gonna replace it. Dude, relax. Like I said, I didn't throw— Nigga, I swear to God, say that shit again, I'll knock you out. I dare you, say it again. The dude is literally right in my face and he is fuming right now. To make matters worse, his breath smells like fucking fish and hot dogs. I've never seen someone get so upset over a fucking beer that I know for a fact didn't exist in the first place. And you're gonna step in my face and threaten me? Are you for real? So I'm like, bro, watch your mouth. I'm not giving you shit. I try to walk around him, but he steps in my way. Yo, you cornering me right now and I don't really like it. You about to get fucked up, Brody. I reach into my back pocket. Now, what did I have in my back pocket? Literally nothing. But I figured reaching into my back pocket would make him think I have a knife or something, and he'd realize he was tripping because, to be honest, I was expecting him to see how big he made this small situation in any second. So what did he do next? Well, he then decided that the best thing he could do in this situation is push me. And when a guy pushes you before you start fighting, you kinda get a gauge of how strong he is. My dude, ain't nobody ever pushed me back that far. So now, right, I don't know if I can win this fight, because no one's ever pushed me so hard that I can still feel their hands on my chest, even after they're done pushing me. And before I even have a chance to react, I see him walking towards me, and I think to myself, dude, we're actually about to fight this dude. Suddenly I hear a voice in my head. You're gonna have to hit this guy in the face as hard as you fucking can. Adrenaline starts being streamlined straight from my heart into my entire body, and I could actually hear my own heartbeat. Bro, do you know how crazy it is to actually be able to hear your own heartbeat in a situation? So he's walking towards me. I sink my feet into the ground, I ball up my fist and put everything I possibly fucking could into this punch. For a split second, I blacked out. And by the time I realized what happened, there was a guy kneeled over Hobo Santa Claus's body. And a bunch of other customers are in the hallway screaming like they just saw a real-life boxing match. One of them is like, bro, I think you're about to get fired. The dude stands up holding his face. You're a bitch anyway. Told my boss what happened. She freaked the fuck out and sent me home early. I spent the entire drive on the way home replaying this incident in my head a million times. Luckily enough, I did not get fired. Turns out they cannot terminate you for self-defense. Moral of the story: I did not throw away that guy's beer.